Well, happy Thursday to you and welcome back to Houston, which is the home of this year's Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA trade show. Yesterday was a big outlook as it comes to the cattle industry. A popular CattleFax Outlook Seminar was held where several experts shared their market analysis and weather outlook. Kevin Good is Vice President of Industry Relations and an analyst at CattleFax. He reported that cattle prices and profitability trends for producers are pointed in the right direction.
We've got a product that's very good. Demand is as good as it's been in decades. There's plenty of dollars that are coming into the system. Some of the angst we've had the last couple of years as far as more of those dollars trickling down into the producer's hands, that's coming to a head here as far as more of those dollars are starting to move back into the producer's hands. And as it happens, values of cattle are moving higher.
Kevin noted any higher prices for cattle will have to help offset the increases seen in feed costs.
It's a big concern from a producer standpoint. So obviously, as we talk about better prices, we need the better prices just to hold your own as you think about increased input costs. We think prices move higher at a faster rate than some of those inflationary pressures, and therefore we do see some profitability coming back within the different segments of the business. But longer term, we've got to get used to it. I think we're in a cycle in here for the next few years at least where we're going to have more inflation, which unfortunately takes away profitability from a producer standpoint. We've got to think about the end user. They're going to have some pressures as far as their budget, as far as where they spend their dollars too.
But all said, Kevin does expect that cattle producers will have the upper hand as it compares to packers in the future.
Absolutely. Obviously it takes time. From a cycle standpoint, we're just going to walk into smaller supplies going forward. Looking at the inventory report from this past week, it would suggest we've already liquidated 1.5 million mama cows. And if you think about that going forward, at some point you're going to have those smaller calf crops in the system. Also, from a cycle standpoint, think about cow slaughter. From the peak last year to what should be the trough in 24-25, there's going to be 1.5 million less there too. So you add that together, that's a big drop in supply. And we also know that you've got some packing plants they've broken ground. They'll be online by the end of this year, and you've got a bunch that are in the pipeline. Hopefully they'll come through. That might be 2 or 3 years down the road, but that combination of increased supply or shackle space will really help the situation.
That is Kevin Good with CattleFax. I'm Bryce Duskett reporting.